Welcome, everyone, to another powerful episode. Today, we dive into the harrowing story of YNW Melly, a once promising rap artist whose meteoric rise to fame came crashing down in the most tragic of ways. This is a tale of talent, tragedy, and the devastating consequences of violence that will leave you both captivated and heartbroken. Strap in, because this is going to be an emotional roller coaster. The Rise of YNW Melly. YNW Melly, born Jamell Demons, grew up in Gifford, Florida, a small town plagued by poverty and gang violence. From a young age, Melly found solace and expression through music, honing his skills as a rapper and singer. His unique blend of melody and raw emotion quickly gained him a loyal local following. In 2017, Melly burst onto the national scene with the release of his breakout single Murder on My Mind. The track's haunting lyrics and Melly's captivating flow struck a chord with listeners, and the song became a viral sensation. Record labels took notice, and soon Melly was signed to a major deal, poised for superstardom. Over the next 2 years, Melly continued to release hit after hit, solidifying his reputation as one of the most promising young artists in the rap game. Songs like Mixed Personalities and Suicidal showcased his versatility, blending melodic hooks with vivid, introspective lyrics. Melly's fan base grew exponentially, and he seemed destined for greatness. The unthinkable tragedy. However, Melly's meteoric rise was about to come crashing down in the most devastating way. On October 26, 2018, tragedy struck when Melly's two close friends, Anthony Williams and Christopher Thomas Jr., were found dead in Melly's SUV. The initial reports suggested a drive-by shooting, but as the investigation unfolded, a much darker truth emerged. Authorities alleged that Melly and his childhood friend Cortland Henry, known as YNW Bortland, had conspired to stage the murders, making it appear as though it was a drive-by. The evidence suggested that Melly and Bortland had shot and killed their friends, then transported their bodies to the scene to cover up the crime. The news of Melly's alleged involvement in the murders sent shockwaves through the rap community and his devoted fan base. Many struggled to reconcile the talented, introspective artist they knew with the cold-blooded killer the authorities claimed he had become. The trial and sentencing. Melly was arrested and charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. The trial that followed was a grueling, high-profile affair, with the prosecution presenting a compelling case against the rapper. Witnesses, forensic evidence, and Melly's own social media posts were used to build the case that he had orchestrated the killings of his friends. Despite a vigorous defense, the jury ultimately found Melly guilty on both counts of first-degree murder. The verdict was a devastating blow, not only to Melly but also to his fans, who had held out hope that he would be exonerated. The sentencing phase of the trial was just as harrowing. Prosecutors argued passionately for the death penalty, painting Melly as a cold-blooded killer who deserved the ultimate punishment. Melly's defense team pleaded for leniency, citing his troubled upbringing and the potential for rehabilitation. In the end, the judge handed down the most severe sentence possible. Melly was sentenced to death for his crimes. The courtroom erupted in gasps and tears as the verdict was read, the finality of the decision weighing heavily on all in attendance. The aftermath and legacy. The news of Melly's death sentence sent shockwaves through the music industry and beyond. Fans, fellow artists, and even some members of the legal community expressed shock and outrage, arguing that the sentence was overly harsh and that Melly deserved a chance at redemption. Many pointed to Melly's troubled past and the potential for rehabilitation, questioning whether the death penalty was the appropriate punishment. Others, however, insisted that the gravity of the crime and the loss of 2 young lives demanded the most severe consequences. As Melly awaits his fate on death row, the legacy of his once promising career hangs in the balance. Some argue that the tragedy of his downfall will serve as a cautionary tale, a stark reminder of the devastating consequences that can arise when talent, fame, and violence intersect. Others, however, believe that Melly's story represents a larger systemic failure, a failure to provide opportunities and support for young people in marginalized communities who turn to crime and violence as a means of survival. They argue that Melly's case highlights the need for criminal justice reform and greater investment in programs that can help at-risk youth find positive outlets and pathways to success. Regardless of one's perspective, the story of YNW Melly is a heartbreaking one, a testament to the fragility of life and the devastating impact that violence can have on individuals, families, and communities. As we grapple with the aftermath of this tragedy, it is our duty to reflect deeply on the lessons it holds.